The 1909 murder of Anna Weber in Spokane, Washington, is a tragic and chilling case that drew significant public attention and remains a notable event in the city's history. The case was marked by its mysterious circumstances, sensational media coverage, and the profound impact it had on the local community. This essay delves into the details of Anna Weber's murder, the investigation that followed, and its broader implications on the legal and social fabric of Spokane at the time. Background: Anna Weber was a 20-year-old woman residing in Spokane, Washington, at the time of her untimely death. She worked as a domestic servant for a well-known Spokane family, the Olmsteads. Weber was described as a diligent and quiet young woman, living a seemingly unremarkable life. Her position in the household and the fact that she lived in a city experiencing rapid growth and change in the early 20th century adds a layer of complexity to her story. Spokane, during this time, was a bustling city, thriving from its mining and timber industries and attracting people from various walks of life, seeking opportunity and fortune. The murder. On the morning of December 23, 1909, Anna Weber's body was discovered in her modest living quarters at the Olmsted residence. She had been brutally murdered, with the coroner's report indicating she had died from multiple blows to the head. The violent nature of the crime shocked the community, and the murder scene itself presented several puzzling elements. There was no sign of forced entry, suggesting that Weber might have known her assailant or that the killer had access to the house. Initial speculation by the authorities suggested that the motive could have been robbery, as some of Weber's personal belongings were missing. However, this theory quickly lost traction as the investigation unfolded. The manner of the attack seemed too personal and brutal for a simple burglary gone wrong, leading investigators to consider other possible motives, including personal vendettas or crimes of passion. Investigation and media coverage. The investigation into Anna Weber's murder was a complex affair, characterized by both determined police work and significant challenges. The Spokane police force, although relatively modern for its time, faced limitations in forensic technology and investigative techniques that would be considered rudimentary by today's standards. The investigation relied heavily on witness testimonies, interrogations, and the examination of the crime scene for physical evidence. One of the initial suspects was a man named Charles Smith, a former employee of the Olmsted family who had been dismissed from his position under acrimonious circumstances. Smith had reportedly made threats against the family, and his possible motive for revenge was a focal point for the detectives. However, after extensive questioning and an alibi that placed him elsewhere at the time of the murder, Smith was eventually released. As the investigation stalled, the local media played a significant role in keeping the public engaged with the case. Newspapers at the time were known for their sensationalist reporting, and the Weber murder was no exception. Headlines often included lurid details of the crime and speculated wildly about potential suspects and motives. This not only kept the case in the public eye, but also added pressure on the authorities to solve it quickly. Social and cultural impact. The murder of Anna Weber had a profound impact on Spokane society, exposing underlying tensions and issues within the community. The case highlighted the vulnerabilities faced by domestic workers, who often lived and worked in precarious conditions. Weber's murder served as a grim reminder of the dangers that women, especially those of lower social status, faced during this era. Additionally, the case sparked discussions about the effectiveness and limitations of law enforcement. The inability of the police to swiftly solve the case led to public criticism and a call for reforms in investigative procedures. This pressure contributed to gradual changes in how law enforcement approached serious crimes, emphasizing the need for better training and resources. The aftermath. Despite the extensive investigation and media coverage, the murder of Anna Weber was never officially solved. The case eventually went cold, leaving the community with more questions than answers. The lack of closure for Weber's family and the public left a lingering sense of unease and distrust towards the local authorities. The unsolved nature of the case also contributed to its enduring legacy in Spokane's history. It became a cautionary tale of the era, symbolizing both the vulnerabilities of individuals in society and the limitations of early 20th century criminal investigations. The case has continued to capture the interest of historians and true crime enthusiasts, reflecting the persistent human fascination with unsolved mysteries and the darker aspects of human nature. Conclusion. The 1909 murder of Anna Weber remains a haunting chapter in Spokane, Washington's history. The brutal nature of the crime, combined with the failure to bring the perpetrator to justice, left an indelible mark on the community. The case highlighted significant social issues, including the treatment and safety of domestic workers and the challenges faced by law enforcement during that period. Although more than a century has passed since Anna Weber's tragic death, her story continues to resonate, serving as a reminder of the complexities of justice and the enduring impact of unresolved crimes on communities.